Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I would really appreciate it. Tonight we're going to go through the full process of making something new. I just got these not too long ago. I've kind of been messing around with them and coming up with the best way to paint them. So what I bought were these cute little stoppers, and it looks like this on the bottom. It's reusable. It's kind of like I don't want to say it's silicone. I'm not quite sure. It might be silicone, but it's reusable. They're supposed to be for wine bottles, but they honestly fit multiple types of bottles. I have a couple of bourbon bottles here. They fit really nicely in those. So yeah, these are just cute little liquor, wine stoppers to be fashionable. So I have a bunch of these. The top of them are wood. As you can see, it's like a coated wood. So I didn't prep them with any kind of universal white or anything. I'm just pouring straight onto them. So this is one I did initially. Turned out pretty good. I've got one coat of bright tone on it. Need to put a couple more on it. So we're going to go through the full process. I'm going to show you everything from start to finish. So as you can see, you don't want to get paint in this area because I really am 100% sure if you get paint on that, there's probably no way you're going to get it off. And I definitely wouldn't want to contaminate it with any kind of paint or anything else. So I took painter's tape and I taped it all the way off. Now, one thing you might want to consider is maybe taking a little piece and covering the bottom of it, just in case you accidentally get paint on it there. The first ones I did them all like this. So in the future, if I do any more, I will probably either get a longer, wider tape so it covers that, or go about it a different way. But for now, we're going to go with this. So after I tape it, the first set of these I did, I was racking my brain trying to figure out how I'm going to paint these, because obviously, they're very top heavy. So I came up with this little prototype design. I made this little cardboard with I made 3 of these. I had these cardboard pieces sitting around. I haven't coated this one yet. So I basically took my my drill, and I have basically hole saws in different sizes, and I just punched 12 in each one of these. Ooh, it's warm in here. It's warm in Ohio today. And then from here, once I got these all cut out, I took press and seal and I covered the whole thing, and then I cut each section where the holes are, and then pushed that press and seal through so the insides of the hole diameters were pretty much covered and safe. Honestly, I haven't had any paint go down in there yet, so I think we're good as far as that goes, but I have done several samples. You can see I tried some. I'm going to paint over these because I did not care for the way that they turned out. And I will tell you, as much as I love my my special recipe base, it's too thin for these. So you're definitely going to want to use house paint. Now, I would say that if your house paint's super thick, you might have an issue. So the special base that I had mixed up was, I keep it on a thinner side because of some of the things that I make with it, but it was definitely too thin for this. They didn't turn out horrible, but I didn't particularly care for them. I think I was able to salvage a couple of them. This was one of them. So also in the first batch, I didn't have anything under these. So then you get a lot of, basically after you make these, you're going to leave them in here to dry. That's why I made 3 of these, so I could do multiples. And while one's drying, I could maybe do another. But the paint, it worked really good as far as the paint that came out around the circles. It peeled off immediately. I mean, no issues. I couldn't have planned that any better. But of course that paint's going to pool under here, and so you have to be very careful and take a knife and trim all of that off. So I was trying to think, okay, what can I do to avoid all that paint going out this way and leaving that big rim of paint around it, right? So I came up, don't ask me, I was at the flea market and just looking around, and I saw these, and I think they are something for keys maybe. And initially I didn't have these with me, but initially I thought, well, they look like they might be too small. But honestly, you guys, they fit perfectly. Here, let me put this on here. So they fit perfectly. So you can see this, and it slides even over the tape. It slides right on. So what I've been doing is pushing them all the way up to the top. And I made a few last night, and they turned out really well. And again, the paint just kind of spread out, and then only a little bit got on the bottom of here. And you can see these are ones from the ones I did last night. And what I'm gonna do is just throw these in some water and kind of like a vase or something, and I think that paint will come right off. If not, I'll find a way to get it off, trust me. So basically that's what I'm doing, is I'm setting that on the bottom. And again, you know, I say this in all my videos, you know, do what works best for you. But in my mind, I thought, that might work. And you know me, I trial everything, and it worked really well. And the beautiful thing is they're the exact same diameter. I mean, I couldn't have gotten anything any closer. They are perfectly the same diameter as these stoppers, the wood on the stoppers. So they work great. Let's get started and make some of these toppers. You only need a teeny tiny little bit of paint to do this. So I'm gonna do this one on the corner. And what I usually do is just kind of tap it on the top, and I get enough paint, a nice big blob of paint on the top, dip it in there again and get a little bit more. And then basically what you're gonna do is just kind of ease it around the edge with the spoon. And you know, you could probably use a popsicle stick for this, but I just decided I would use the spoon. And I'm just wrapping this around and getting all of the outer surface covered. And you don't need a lot on that edge, because obviously not a whole lot of paint is going to make its way down there. Most of what you're painting is going to stay on the top. So you want a good amount left on the top so you have something to blow, right? And what I've been doing is just kind of doing a little D of color there, and hopefully that doesn't start migrating too much. All right, put a little bit of green on there. Now some of these I've done 2 colors, some I've only done 1. And I'm just gonna take this tiny little, I don't even know what you call these, and my brain's not working right now. And I'm gonna put a little bit of cell activator on it with this spoon. It's the fastest way to do it. And then I'm just gonna glide this across here. And you see the paint's already dripping down the edges. I'm just gonna glide this across, and that didn't go very well. All right, we're gonna put a little bit more on and go the other way. That was probably a little too much. All right, let's go this way. I got a little bit on there. There's some birds outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I need just a tad. So it does take, you know, a really steady hand to do this. And sometimes I don't always have a steady hand. And then usually what I do is I just take this cell activator, just a little bit of it, And take whatever paint has gone down along the edge and just kind of try to help it along, make a little bit of a design with it so it doesn't look horrible. You just gotta kind of play with it a little bit. It's not the easiest to work with, let me tell you. It's a very small surface. So hard. Okay. Not too bad. Not the greatest, but not too bad. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. I think I'm gonna do something with some black cell activator. That one was white. Let's do, I feel like I'm trying to like expand my horizons with some different colors. So I'm gonna do some like wine colored paint. See how that goes. If it were up to me, I'd do everything in blue and purple, maybe a little bit of pink inside. I'm going to speed this part up since it's pretty much a repeat of the first one, but I did want to mention that I did also do some that I blew the cell activator instead of swiping it. So I just wanted to let you guys know it works just as good when you blow over your cell activator. You may have to touch up the sides a little bit to get some color there, but yeah, works just as good that way as it does with the swipe. So just play around with it and figure out what works best. And yeah, I'll show you the wet results here at the end. And thanks for watching. Let me bring these up to the camera. Here's the first one. Hopefully you can see that. You can kind of see the green in it. And then this one's still developing a little bit, but that's the like wine colored. We'll see how those turn out. I'll let that sit for a few minutes. I may scrape this one here and redo it, but yeah. So that's the full process. So like I said, I let those sit, and the last one's dried overnight. They dried really fast. And then once they dry, these, they pop right off. You just get in between this and the stopper, the wood piece, and just pull it down. It came off really, really easy. And then I basically take this and I trim the bottom and around the sides, even some really, really like fine, I have some sanding sponges that are like 440 and just barely touch up on the bottom there. I have a little tiny piece and I just kind of sand it a little bit to make it smooth before I do my top coat. And that's the full process. If you guys have any questions about anything in the video, just don't hesitate to put it in the comments. Check the description box for any information that I add there. Yeah, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I have lots of new things coming. So stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye now.